Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. There's a website for Kathy at the top here. Feel free to check that out if you'd want to. Supportive Oracle cards, Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. There's a website for Colette right here, if it focuses. ColetteBaronBreed.com. Feel free to check out any of that you may want to. There's also about the illustrator, if I can say the name, Jenna Della Grattaglia, I believe is how you say the last name. There's all this information about them, plus all these websites at the bottom. In fact, maybe I'll get those a little closer. If you want to check out any of those websites, feel free to check those out. Okay, what do we have for Aries? Well, that's quite the spicy funness, isn't it? Let's see what you got going on here. Let's get them all out before I get too excited. I mean, why shouldn't Aries have a great time? You know what I mean? Why not? I mean, we all have a time, our turn at having a great time. And there's a really good energy here. You're starting off working with people though. Like you're I want to say you're being fair. Fair. I don't know if I want to say diplomatic, because you're very on the level, kind of like, all right, you did this for me, let me do this for you, and I know that you're good for it, so I'll do a little extra, and let's see how this works out for me later. And like, there's a good connection with somebody, kind of like, this might be one of those people where I'll even do for them first, because I feel like I see how they handle other people. I feel pretty good about them, so I'll do for them first, and I'll just, I'll say things a little nicer. People underestimate Aries. I feel like they do that a lot. Aries, if you want to, you can say things nicely. If you want to, you will. I know, I just feel that. Like, if you're paying attention, you're like, all right, I can do it. I can do it. If you want to do it, you'll do it. And I feel like this might be one of those people where I'm going to be honest still, but I'll tailor the language to a way that it's more suitable for them. That way we can, stay more on positive terms. Because I like how they work. I like how they turn things out. They have a different way of speaking. They have a different way of etiquette, maybe, but I can roll with that. I can roll. It's fine. They do seem to really like you too, by the way. Whoever this is does seem to really like you. They got the Emperor card, which is the Aries card, and I feel like you're connecting with this, and you're giving this person a chance to really get to know you. I feel like the feeling is mutual. Like, I feel like you like them, they like you. I do see a lot of good energy kind of building here with the Death card. It feels like it's going into something good. I don't think it's ending. I think it's going into a much different level. This is kind of like going from living in an apartment, going into living in a house. Like, I live in an apartment, a little small apartment, then going into like living in your own house with a yard and all that. Like, it's that type of change. Like, it could be that type of death. Like, the way I used to live. Like, when you live in an apartment, you don't usually have to take care of the outside. You know what I mean? You have a smaller space usually, not always. And there's just certain things you're responsible for, certain things other people are responsible for, and this level is changing. I feel like you're also questioning. I'm going to just clarify this before we go too far. The Devil card and the Page of Swords. I'm nervous. I'm not really confident that this has long-term potential. I'm like, well, I've matched with people before, whatever this is. Could be romance, could be friendship, could be business, whatever it is for you. Kind of like, well, I feel like I'm a little nervous because it's like we're getting along a little too well. Not that I am against that, but it's kind of like, last time I got along with somebody this well, it had its season, and then when the season passed, so did the connection. And maybe one of those things. It's kind of like, can I really, lock in with this? Is this something I could really trust? This person is very interested in you. What do they want from you? Let's just say, because you got the Magician on their side. Like, they do have big ideas for you. They do want you in their life, but exactly in what way? In what way do they want Aries in their life? Temperance, that's compatible energy, that's good. And then the Nine of Swords, but they're reversing it. So it's kind of like there's some stress here, but they want to release the stress. They are very active and they are good at keeping up with things and keeping up with you. They want you added into their life because they feel like you uphold what you need to do, and they don't have to. They don't have to hold your hand. They definitely don't have to do that. They don't have to pick up the slack for you. They don't have to do that either, and they like that. And they want somebody connected to them that they don't have to look out for. They don't have to look after. They don't have to step back and go, oh, where are they now? They don't have to do that with you. You're self-sufficient, and you also keep with the plan. You're also very good at communicating with them if that's not what's supposed to be going. You'll let them know, or vice versa. If something's not right, you're like, oh, all right, let me fix that. Strategy with Aries. You got the map maker and you got the Knight of Cups on your side. I feel like when I'm feeling Aries energy, it's kind of like, oh, I want to believe in this. I want to believe in this. I really do. There's a lot we could do here. A lot of places we could go. A lot of things we could make happen. Can it really work? Can it really happen? You have ideas. It seems like if this is matching for you, you have ideas. And you're like, I know what I want from my life, and this person matches. Whatever it is, business, romance, friendship, whatever it might be. For some of you, I feel like maybe you have a kid in school, and this is maybe like a teacher or somebody you deal with at a school or something like that. Kind of like this person's very good. They tell you what's going on. You're meshing really well. What's the unknown? There's the unknown that I'm avoiding. So what is the unknown? Because you got the wise woman with the moon over here, which doesn't have to do with anything with a gender, but like the Four of Cups, the Strength card, integrity, compromise, and the moon. There's a lot here. They are not telling you things that they think are going to cause a problem. They are evaluating. Does it really serve Aries to know this? Does it serve me or the Aries to know this? They're very well aware, like, if you're going to find out at some time anyway, that's going to backlash on them big time. But it's kind of like they don't feel like they have to tell you every little thing. And they do kind of like, they highlight things. They nutshell things. Like, they're just kind of like, in a nutshell, this is what's going on. Here are the highlights of what we're dealing with. If they think they can handle it and they don't need you involved with it, they probably won't say anything in the respect of like, I'll just handle it. So there may be that point of contention you're not aware of. If they think that they can handle something, they won't get you involved. The question is, in this subject, if that's okay with you. Because at some point, I do see that coming forward. Like, they just handle things instead of talking about it too much. What does that result in? They do that. It's not meant as a negative thing, but they do that. They don't tell you, they just handle it. I don't know. Some of this is like, I don't know about that for you. I don't know about that. Three of Cups and the Strength card again. They do get along, but I feel like they're not going to ask you for permission with every little thing, and they're not going to ask for your... They're just going to kind of move forward, and they're kind of like, I have to like get out of this trap. And I feel like I'm trapped. Well, it's kind of like I feel like I'm screwed if I do, I'm screwed if I don't. It's just certain things, they're just going to take on the responsibility, just make the decision. Partly because they think it might tick you off, partly because it's just quicker to just move it on. But if they do that, they're not going to tell you about it. And that could cause a snafu. Kind of like if there's issues going on and you don't know there's been issues, and all of a sudden you have to deal with it. And you're like, well, this is new, and somebody else is, well, not really. The wise woman has been taking care of it this whole time, or you know what I mean? They just have been doing it their own way. They just haven't been telling you. And kind of like, really? That could be a little snafu between you and this person. It's not meant as a negative thing. I do see it causing stress at some point. And then kind of like, well, this is how I work. I mean, I'm not going to... their energy is kind of like, I'm not going to, stop and see what you think about everything. If I can handle it, I'm just going to handle it. And if I think about it, I'll tell you. If I think it's worth talking about, I'll let you know. It's not like they're going to look at it like they're not keeping secrets. They're just handling things and doing what they need to do with things. This could be a point of contention. You will say something. You're not going to be quiet about that if you don't like it. It's all about how you talk. Yeah, you got the Ace of Swords, and you got the Devil card with the Word Lord. The Word Lord. Be careful to keep the certain level of etiquette. They're letting you know ahead of time there will be snafus with this person. If you can give them the benefit of the doubt and realize it's not going to change. Once you realize what they're doing, that's not going to change. There's certain things they're just not going to tell you about. They're just either going to handle it or they're like, it doesn't matter enough to say so they're not going to. If you can make peace with that, you'll be fine. I do see this causing an issue. When you do talk about it and you will say something, I just feel like there's no way you won't. Keep with the etiquette, like whatever language they're usually using, whatever that means. Like, for example, some of us cuss a lot, some of us don't. So there's certain words, certain verbiage maybe you use with this person, certain ways you say things. Keep in line with that, but still be your truth. You'll be fine. It will stress them a little bit. I do see that, but I see like they're also going to kind of think about that. Like, I don't know if I can get around this, or there's another way I can handle this. I still feel like it's going to keep happening. I don't know. I keep getting that it's going to keep happening. I don't know what to say about it. I'm getting like... It's just the way they look at things. They're just letting you know that they're not completely perfect, but they do their best. And they try to handle things themselves. And that's where this is coming from. They just keep trying to handle things themselves. Ultimately, I see you getting along very well with this person. It's just about having the faith in them just to do it how they need to do it. To letting them do it the way they need to do it. If you can have that faith in them, I think you'll be fine. It's just kind of like, it's a little unnerving. Kind of like, I'd rather know what's going on. That way if something doesn't go right, I know what's happening. But it's just... I do feel like it's about having faith in this person. If you can have if you can have a high amount of faith in this person, the more faith you can have in them, the easier this will be. I do see you and this person still getting along very well, but they do have the tendency of just handling things and not talking about it. I feel like that happens. They just handle it, move on to the next. They don't dwell on it either. I feel like that's another piece. Maybe you'll realize that. They don't really think about it. Once it's done, to them it's not as important once it's taken care of. So it might not be in the forefront of their brain where they're going to talk about it again. So keep that in mind. If you can work through that, if you can see that coming and you can make peace with it, I think you'll be completely fine with this connection. It's just a heads up about the only snafu I see coming up with this person. Currently, anyway. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.